Welcome to another episode of eThekwini Matters. My name is Zimbili Mazibuko, your host. The city's Legal and Compliance Unit has an important mandate to provide professional legal and compliance services to the various municipal units and departments. The Legal and Compliance Unit comprises of the departments which are overseen by deputy heads, and within each department there are sections overseen by senior managers. Today on the show we have Malusi Mhlongo, head of the city's Legal and Compliance Unit. Njomani sikubingelele sikwamukele namhlanje on eThekwini Matters.
Thank you so much for having me.
Can you please explain to us what is the role exactly of your unit within eThekwini municipality?
Yeah, this opportunity will afford many of the viewers, especially the internal customers, to get to understand what exactly do we do, and the external customers to understand that our services are forecast inwardly. So basically what we do is within the departments, as you've indicated, in the litigation department, we have two sections. One section is general litigation, where we deal with court matters, and they are divided in terms of the forum that each matter is dealt with in. So we have matters that are in the High Court, where we brief our panel of attorneys and they brief advocates. We have matters that are in the Magistrates Court, which are handled by our legal advisors, who are our internal employees. We have matters that are in the Labour Court that are dealt with by our internal staff as well as the panel of attorneys, and that is general litigation. We also have the municipal court, where we deal with the prosecution of the breaches of traffic laws as well as the breaches of the municipal bylaws. The other department, which is legal support, deals with all the support that all the units need. It could be drafting of an agreement, it could be advice, memorandum of advice, it could be vetting an agreement. Those are all the issues that we deal with under legal support. Then compliance. A few years ago, the AG identified one of the weaknesses in this organization being the lack of the compliance function for a big organization such as ours. And the function of the compliance department is to ensure that the municipality complies with every legislation and policy that is applicable. So which means we are responsible for maybe going through all the legislation, identifying whatever is applicable to us, then compiling a schedule of compliance and ensuring that each responsible unit is aware of what is expected to ensure that we as the municipality comply. So maybe going back briefly to litigation, we are responsible for defending and suing on behalf of the municipality.
Can you take us through your team's success stories?
Yeah, there's been a few, and I hope we have managed to dispel the myth that was persisting over the years that we never win anything. One leader of a certain political party even said we would not even win an undefended divorce, which was nonsense, obviously. Recently, we've had topical cases like the Westville Ratepayers Association matter, where the ratepayers decided that they were going to withhold payments of services and rates because they were aggrieved of the budget approval process, and they decided that they were going to form a trust account where they were going to deposit their monies. And when their accounts were in arrears and there were disconnections, then they approached court. and we were successful in opposing that, and I'm happy that that is in our past now. The other case recently is the strike by SAMU and its members. We managed to go to court and get an interdict against the unlawful conduct, and when the unlawful conduct persisted, we went to court, and the court granted us a provisional order of contempt, because if the final order is granted, it would mean that they disrespected the court order that interdicted unlawful conduct. There are others. One is of that comes to mind is of Amadwala, where we decided that we were no longer proceeding with a tender. So we advertised the tender. Amadwala bidded. After adjudication and evaluation, they were the preferred entity. But before the appointment could be made, a decision was made that that service should be done internally. And they took us to court wanting an order compelling us to appoint them, and they were claiming damages. We went to court and we were successful in convincing the court that if circumstances change and the municipality decides that it no longer wants to outsource a service, it is within our right to do so. So the other one that comes to mind is the illegal land use. I think it's Ramlagan Maharaj, if I'm not mistaken. They were persisting with the illegal use, running a scrapyard unlawfully within a residential area, and they were given notices and they did not comply. And we went to court and we managed to get an order to evict them, and we got a very punitive scale of costs against them. So there are quite a number of matters where which I can refer to as success stories.
So we can boldly say that we have the best legal team in eThekwini.
Well, we are among the best in the country. I can say that with confidence.
Jomane, there are so many young people who are experienced lawyers who hold law degrees and LLB qualifications who wish to work for the city. What would your message be to those people?
Well, what I can say with confidence and without any fear of contradiction is that our recruitment processes are fair and transparent. If you wish to join our team and there is an advert on the paper, you have an equal opportunity of being considered fairly. And we have many testimonies of people who would say, you know, I was just, just submitting for the sake of submitting, and I had no confidence since I did not know anyone in eThekwini. And if you are the best candidate, we've got a very good track record that we take you. I mean, we have never lost any grievance about in an appointment because of any unfair practices. So we have a serious interest in developing local government law and the knowledge base of local government law. So anyone who has got the interest of joining us and they've got an interest in specializing in local government law, they are most welcome to submit their applications when there is a vacancy that is advertised.
Jomane, can you tell us about the Legal Corner?
The Legal Corner, it's a slot that we've been afforded by communications to communicate our messages. So if there are new legal developments, there are new court decisions that have a bearing on the services that we provide as the municipality, we submit articles and write-ups on those issues so that our customers who are internal units can then learn from those. But over and above that, we also want to impart some of our plans to the units, we hold a view that we work in silos as the municipal units. We want to use that corner to ensure that we identify ourselves as one single entity, which is eThekwini municipality. And that entity happens to be responsible for different services. And we as unit heads are employed to provide our respective services in line with our respective qualifications and expertise. So the fact that I'm employed as the head of legal does not detract from my responsibility of ensuring that the city is clean. So if the head from DSW needs my assistance or I see any debt, I have a responsibility equally to ensure that that debt is removed and not confine myself to legal. So as we speak, there is a tension between the units that are responsible for compliance and the units that are responsible for service delivery. And what we are trying to do, which we will deal with in the coming editions of the Legal Corner, is to try to persuade people who are in the service delivery units to internalize the idea that they are also responsible for compliance. So if you provide emergency services, in your planning, you must factor in what should happen if you need members and they've reached the maximum that they could work in terms of the basic conditions of employment as far as overtime is concerned. But equally so, if you are from human capital, you must factor in the fact that the people from emergency services may reach their maximum while they are still needed. So you don't expect Metropolis to leave strike action because they've reached the maximum, or firefighters to drop everything while the building is on fire because they've reached the maximum. So in a way, we want all the units to find each other and we work as one and take collective responsibility for service delivery as well for compliance. So those are all the issues that we would like to address through this legal corner.
Njomani, thank you very much for coming to eThekwini Matters today.
You're most welcome.
That was Malusi Mhlongo, head of the city's legal unit. My name is Zimbili Mazibuko. From myself and the entire team, we'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to share.